Next this evening, some children in Bristol have told ITV News that they face discrimination and even racism on a regular basis.
The revelations come as work begins to try to address what some see as a barrier to true equal opportunities for all. The first of a series of debates begins tomorrow, a year after an influential report described Bristol as the most segregated city in Britain.
In a moment, we'll be talking live to a leading diversity campaigner in the city about the situation in Bristol and what can be done to improve things. But first, Richard Payne reports on a city divided.
Examples of integration don't come much bigger than this. Children at the City Academy in central Bristol are drawn from 50 different countries, speaking 30 different languages. But the inclusivity they experience at school isn't always reflected in their lives outside it.
I just don't like other people or judging you because of how you look and how you are.
There's a big sense of community in Bristol, but there are some places where that sense is not felt.
I think there's more racism towards and discrimination towards other races and religions.
If I show them my anger, nothing will be resolved, so I just know I have to keep it in, act mature, and just walk on like nothing's happening.
But there is a will to tackle an age-old problem. The children's candid views have formed the basis of a film produced by Bristol Old Vic to launch the first of several so-called city conversations, an open invitation to all to help bridge the ethnic divide.
Kids that are just at the right kind of age to understand what's going on, I think it's a really good idea, and I think it'll make them listen because they're kids and coming out and saying things that the parents don't even know.
I hope that could change people's perspective in order to change Bristol, because I feel like people they just judge people straightforward without learning about their background.
Sometimes you go into a shop and if you wear a hoodie, they tell you to look, be careful, because we don't want you to steal anything.
The only label I would really say that counts is a name. I'd rather know your name and stuff like that you enjoy than who's your parents, who's that, because that doesn't really matter, that's not you.
The catalyst for change were the findings of an influential study which revealed Bristol to be the most segregated city in the UK. The Runnymede Trust found, compared with the rest of the country, ethnic minorities in Bristol experience greater disadvantage in education and employment, particularly black African people. Somali children were more than 25% less likely to achieve GCSE grades A* to C in maths and English compared to their peers. And 19% of black African and Caribbean adults were more likely to be unemployed in Bristol.
At the moment, our broad target is that that report wouldn't happen again and we wouldn't be the most segregated city. It's that broad. But hopefully, as we talk to communities, we'll come up with some tangible things to do along the way.
The school principal told me he's proud of his pupils' honesty, but
I'm sorry to say it doesn't surprise me. It ashames me. You'd like to think in 2018 that we shouldn't have a society like that, but we have, and we have to do a lot to support them, and that's part of what we do here, is give them a place to tell us that's happening to them, so then we can begin to do things about it.
Like giving a voice to the next generation of this city, so its own future might be better than some of its past. Richard Payne, ITV News, Bristol.